So in the space, you do what? You mention your name. I'm going to start and you're going to go around that way, okay? So I am Eric. So for some years now, it's part of the university's agenda, so sort of to be relevant to community. Because the university is not just teaching and research, but there is also what we call community engagement. So community engagement is to bring all the things that you do, your teaching and research and stuff, make it relevant for community. And one of the areas that as a Department of Music and Dance that we can make our work relevant to community is to express what we do, reach out to people, individuals, children and the aged, especially those who want to learn anything about music.
Students coming to us wanted to learn instruments, wanted to dance, and wanted to act. So based on that idea, we developed this program.
I teach origami, crafts work using waste paper for this program.
Yeah, so you have something like this. No, not the inside. How about the inside? Don't let people see the inside. Come, yes, like that.
As an astute lover of kids, I am part of this initiative to extend performing and creative art services to these kids.
I'm a dance instructor. My primary job is a dance instructor, but then I also co-assist with xylophone and then sometimes with origami and some of the music lessons being taught. Yeah.
I believe in praxialism, that is practice. It should be a performance-based, something children have to experience, and that I believe this is the main reason why this program is on course, that they should experience from different angles.
My name is Malo Adunkwa, a tutor from Otchere in this program. The main reason why I joined this program is the love I have for kids. Otchere is originated from Trinidad, from the Congo area.
How do you say Trinidad?
Atco area.
Atco area. Where is Otchere originated from?
I also assist with Otchere, sometimes guitar and then dancing. This is I think the third year, yes, the third year for this program. And it all started when we realized parents liked coming to the music department, to request for their services, to teach their kids how to play the instruments. And so a group of us just thought, okay, how about if we should put all of them together, all the kids who want to learn the instruments together, and then we teach them whatever instruments they would want to learn. But at the same time, we involve them in all these performative elements, like the dance and the singing and craft work and all that.
So we've had that service for some time where people come to the department to register and play or learn an instrument and stuff like that. But this particular initiative came about out of specific research that I personally have been engaged in. I've done a number of studies with children, and we know from a lot of theories how important music and musical activities. Here when I say music, I imply dance as well. So when we talk about musical activities, how it helps in the learning of children and how it helps to organize their brain patterns and all that.
So they're going to perform first, then when they finish, you clap for them, then they also come and sit down. Then you also perform for us, then we also clap for them.
We started this on the 1st of August and hopefully we are ending by 28th. We meet them Mondays to Fridays, and then from 8 to 2, it's a whole day program. From 8 to 10, they have 2 sessions. So we usually start with the musical instruments where children learn various instruments. The instruments we have now are piano, xylophone, trumpets, and guitar. Those are the 4 main instruments we have for this year. So our students enroll in all those various instruments. Then the second session we start from 9 to 10. So instrument is 8 to 9, and then dance comes in 9 to 10. At that point in time, we divided them into various groups because we realized that we have over 40 children. So how do we meet their needs? So we categorize them. So we have those below 10 years and those above 10 years. So those below 10 years, I handle them. So I teach them number. And then those above 10 years, they are being handled by JC.
I teach traditional dance, or let me say indigenous dance, and then I teach choreography. With the indigenous dance, so far we've done gazo. I've tried creative dance, which is called hubu. And with the gazo, it's going to be in a dance drama form. We are done. It's an ever dance, but we are done with it. And I thought, the project at hand is to have a full production, to interweave whatever we've done, to have a full flowing production. So I thought, fine, we could actually, instead of just scripting something down for them to do when it comes to the dance drama, we can use the gazo that we've learned and then fuse the drama in, speak to a situation that is very societal but very on a children's level.
Specifically in my piano teaching, I've had this experience of teaching children in three forms. We have performance-based, which is more of musicianship, and then we do note reading. For instance, to be a music scholar, you should not only know how to play by ear, but when a piece of music is put before you, you should be able to play. The third aspect is the auditory training, where some people, when they are even performing in group, they don't even know they are off key. So we train the children to be able to perform in tune. So these three forms go together to make a holistic piano student and become a better performer in the future. Lamb, little lamb, Mary had a little lamb, and it was white as snow. Let's clap for them.
I'm in charge of teaching xylophone. I love playing the xylophone, and since I introduced the kids to xylophone, I've come to learn and appreciate xylophone more. To me, exposing the kids to the arts in the early stages can help shape their thinking and social relations. An extensive research has shown that learning how to play an instrument can help the learning ability of the child and the memory of the child.
Well, as it is very obvious of kids or working with kids, you know, kids like running around. They just don't like sitting at one place for a very long time. So that is one big thing. You always have to be chasing them around all over the place just to, you know, get them to sit down and play the piano, that kind of thing. And then secondly, they have so little fingers, especially the smaller ones. We call them the Chinese. They have very little fingers, and particularly with that tentebe and the piano, you know, they can't cover all the holes for you to get that clear sound that their tentebe is supposed to produce. But they are really trying, you know, at least they can blow it, but not as clearly as we want it to be.
Teaching the children number was interesting, one, but a bit challenging. I recall when I started, I was introducing some of the indigenous movements to them, where you see having them with their double, you know, you move on the leg twice. I realized it was so difficult, probably because of their age group. I tried it over and over and over again, and it wasn't coming. So I had to move from the foot movement to improvising movement for the upper body, which I'll call the shoulders. So I gave them movement of the shoulder, and I realized that was easy to do. I said, okay, that was fun. So then instead of giving them the complicated leg movements, which their level may not be able to pay, I tried to make it easier by exploring the upper parts of the body.
Teaching the xylophone can be challenging sometimes. However, the kids are always prepared to learn something new, which inspires me to teach them with patience. At a point, the kids tend to forget what they have been taught, which is frustrating. But with constant practice and patience, the end results are always marvelous.
You know, to teach kids dance, normally it's advisable to give them the rhythms for them to be able to articulate the rhythms themselves. And so when you have a rhythm like Gageze, Gazegezento, you have them singing it as they like. Sometimes even the movements, you give them one movement and then you just can't understand why one kid just can't get it, you know. But then, like I said, they are individuals, so you just work through with them. I've had very funny comments in my class. Some of the kids are they have smart mouths. You know, they say something to you and you're like, who are you talking to? You know, but then, you know, so it's fun. It's an experience working with kids. Yeah, there are always fun moments with them.
And as you are well aware of, motivation can be extrinsic and intrinsic. And for the most part, we try to encourage intrinsic motivation, the kind of motivation that gives a satisfaction of accomplishment, of ability to do something. So we look at the interest when children are enrolling in this program. We look at their interest, what they want to learn, the instrument that they're able to learn. And we apply a number of strategies, you know, teaching approaches from Kodali to Karl to Gordon to Eurythmics and stuff like that. All the named theorists in developmental psychology of children's musical learning. And we try to see how all these things work within our environment. The way we manage the behaviors of these children, it is challenging sometimes. But if you set clear goals for them, and keep them focused on these clear goals, that is one of the ways that we're able to get their attention, because they are motivated to be able to achieve something. In that sense, there is very little distraction. But what brings the distraction a lot is that we have fewer instruments than the children. So when some of the children are idle, then you see that because they have short attention span, then they begin to run around and disturb other people. But all in all, we try to, it's usually verbal, to speak to them, to calm them down, and sometimes we try to ground, in quote, some of those who run around a lot.
Tea I drink with jam and bread, that will lead us back to do the chord. Remember the chord.
To a very large extent, I would say that yes, we are achieving the goals of the program, and the large extent goes to the extent of some of the children exhibiting clearly some ability to play and execute some of the skills that we have taught them, and we are always satisfied. One thing that brings a lot of joy to us from when we started, that the parents of these children, they keep asking when we are going to have it again. This means that when the children go home, they're able to exhibit some of the things that we do, and it makes the parents really pleased. Otherwise, they wouldn't want to bring their children the next time that we do it. So that has always been encouraging, and that gives a lot of satisfaction. And then when we see our children doing well, there are people, of course, the 1 month is too short for anybody to develop any very specialized skills in anything. But with the foundation that we give them, many of the children that we meet afterwards, they develop the interest for life, as it were, and they go on to pursue learning the instruments and then doing other things that we teach them. So that really brings a lot of satisfaction. There are areas that we can improve though. We need to perhaps get the department to be involved more in this whole thing, acquire more instruments, encourage parents to actually acquire the instruments for their children. And that is always an area that we struggle with. There is not enough words I can say about how important this program is, and the parents who have tested and they have seen it, that is important. I would rather encourage every parent to look carefully and critically at the kind of training they give to their children. Where it is possible, to give them a lot of musical training, music, dance training. It doesn't mean that they will go on ahead to become musicians necessarily, but giving them this kind of training helps them in ways that we cannot put our finger on, and in a number of ways. And if they deny children this opportunity, they deny them an important aspect of their growth.